Back to Alan Wake's American Nightmare. While this was loading up, I noticed something that apparently I can only see in the cutscene. I noticed in the cutscene you could see the background, and in the background you could see the neon lights from the diner. But we'll see. We'll see what's different this time around, and Alan's getting pretty smart as to the cycles here. This time we're not going to bother going to the doctor first. We're going to go get the... What's us? Oh no! I'm being assailed. It appears that Alan is not the only one getting smart. Oh! Where? I don't understand. What hit me? I don't... Oh, okay. Just throwing darkness grenades. Oh. Well, Alan's not the only one getting clever here. This time we're going to skip meeting the doctor and jump right to getting the imaging device out of her car, which makes all the sense in the world. Why not use the time loop to our own advantage? Alright, thank goodness. Well, now that I've learned, that's a hunting rifle. Once again, I'm going to stick with the base weapons. I think one of the special shotguns. Wondering what it was doing there. I hear something. If I'm not mistaken, in one of the cycles coming through that hole in the fence, there's a manuscript page fluttering right here. Could be wrong. I seem to also remember her car being elsewhere too. I don't remember it being parked here, but I could be wrong. Yeah, see, that's something different, because I want to say there's a parking structure up there, but looking at the bends in the fence here and the tire tracks, oh no, birds. I believe we can assume that something different transpired in this loop, so the doctor was fleeing for her life and just rammed the gate like an action hero. They look almost like splicers from BioShock. Since wow, they took a lot. Since I've actually finished up my... Okay, we can't go up here. That is a difference in this scenario, so it forces us to go all the way up the hill. But that's alright. There's healing here. Since I finished up my Resident Evil Operation Raccoon City playthrough, yeah, see, the doctor's car was parked behind this building the last time through. So we're seeing a lot of differences showing the instability of this time loop. More birds. I already saw you guys. You're not surprising me. But I've been trying to think of what would be a good series to go through, little 30-minute hour-long parts, maybe even shorter. This one I'm beginning to average between 18 to 25 minutes apart, but I still want to keep the levels broken up. So I've been trying to think of what would be another good series now that I've finished the Resident Evil and just have to keep it uploading. I've gone back and forth between BioShock, a game close to the sun looks very close to the same vein as BioShock, so I may actually wait and do both of those together at a later time and just stagger them like I'm doing this with Resident Evil. Doctor, let me in! I brought your pizza in 30 minutes or less! And now, just like a game of hearts, I shall shoot the moon. But I'm thinking about knocking this over because I'm a vandal. Thinking about, once it downloads, and I'll go through and start playing Dead Island, the Definitive Vision, I think they called it. Hey, flare gun ammo.
Telescope, Doctor.
Let's get it installed.
I don't remember too much of that game. I remember it was incredibly fun and I ran around a lot, but I'm sure if I follow story mission to story mission, I can, do it in an interesting way without just absolutely boring everyone to death. Quickly stick that pick-the-box in there.
I think we can give this a go.
I would just really love to know the mechanics of that device. See, the doctor is also carrying memories loop to loop. So we're going to go check those coolant pipes.
I'll take care of it.
Get some flashbangs and some flares. I want to make sure I've got flares. I don't want to waste the flashbangs. Alright. It is interesting to think of, though, although we only see 3 cycles in this game, you could conceivably entertain the thought of this cycle have been going for a much, much longer amount of time. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go down and around. Yeah, it's an invisible wall. There was a part of me that hoped that I could jump the fence and then avoid fall damage by just kind of hopscotching my way down the cliffside. So we're going to go secure the pipes and try to prevent the darkness from shutting those off. I think there's a way in down here. Hey guys, how are you? Oh no! That's what I get for being a wiseacre. He's still alive. Got 2 big guys here. There we go. Gotta be careful, I keep shooting before I break the shield. I forget these are the guys that always walk up on me and want me to smell their deodorant. Okay. He's chucking grenades. Oh, they had a very interesting...
Am I correct? You should be able to turn on the lights and secure
Oh,
the
okay.
area that way.
Yeah, I'll turn the lights on. I wonder what's going to mess up here.
Alright.
Oh, no, nothing. See, that's something that... Yeah, now we got to go a specific way up. Yeah, it throws that. Okay.
Obviously didn't want that.
Well, that was just strange in many ways. Sorry, I'm just looking around for ammo. Which that in itself brings up an interesting thought. Oh, that's neat. I wonder if I can interact. Oh, I can! I can interact with the tumbleweed. That's awesome. That brings up an interesting thought. At the beginning, when the darkness shuts the lights off, we see it go for the lighting themselves and not the breaker panel. Which, the only way that could work, I assume... Oh no! Oh no! I didn't dodge in time. Oh my. Oh, that was useless. You know what? I'm just gonna run before I die. Oh no. So I've got to deal with this. This is a little mini boss fight. Okay. Can I slip around this? No. Go down through here and up and around, maybe? I don't think that's stable. That's probably going to get... Oh. May have to just fight through all this shadowy stuff here. Change out my battery. I got 10 of them. Keep trying to preserve resources here when I may be setting myself up for failure being too stingy. Alright, let me see if that shipping... No. Okay, shipping container didn't move, but we now have a lighted staircase that I have never really noticed before. But if I'd been paying attention to the mini-map, I would have seen it. And probably saved myself some damage. Hey guys, how are you? You got somebody else flanking me? Yep, you do. Was hiding in the bushes, coming to get me. But no, what I was saying is that's actually kind of interesting to think about, because the darkness went for the lights themselves, not the breaker panel. So the only way I could imagine that they're shutting the lights off by attacking them directly and causing the breaker to flip is they're overloading combat shotgun. I'm going to be cheap. I'll do it. The only way I can imagine that actually functioning is that the darkness is a bioelectric force that does follow... Oh, that's awesome. That does follow the rules of energy and mass as we would define them in the real world. The darkness so it wouldn't be working on dream logic. It's not conjuring its abilities out of nothing. It has to have something to interact with. That would also show how limited it is, because it can't attack that breaker box entirely because of the lights around it, but it can short the lights out and then pick up and hurl inanimate objects.
Please, come up here.
I'll have to really look to pay attention here, but I believe every object that I've seen the darkness interact with has been metallic. So we could assume this ambient electrical field can also interfere with magnetic metals. Hey doctor, how are you?
I don't think it's quite the same thing we have.
You look still very disinterested, but you're sounding a little bit better. You're talking some sense.
Out a hard copy now. I'd like to ask you a question.
We're back here again. I don't think I'm going to ask your question or answer your questions. I'm just going to grab my signal and go. I'm sure we'll meet again. Let's see what you found this time.
Another signal fragment.
All right. Well,
Still
we are seeing that the signal we're getting from the stars is still incomplete, but we're one step closer to having our weapon against Mr. Scratch. And hopefully everything will go great with the doc here. She'll be okay as we leave. I don't actually recall the story point directing us to the drive-in, but there had to have been one. But we're back here.
The last time the
Wonder
man
what we
came
got
to
different
his
here
life,
this time.
It did not end well.
I don't think that they changed it because it's part of
He
the.
hopes that what he has brought with him to this place.
It's actually part of the environmental cell here. It's not its own object, but I think it would. Oh, there's the observatory. I saw a glimpse of it. I thought. Down there's the town. It'd be interesting if we could actually pick out landmarks. But I think it'd be just a really nice touch if, and not call attention to it, but if every cycle through this was different. Let's see, just desserts, a Campbell's Tale. I could see that. Sunrise, that sounds pretty awesome. Ham, a documentary. It'd probably be another one of those little Spurlock things. Samurai vs. Conquistador 2, The Return of Conquistador. I would watch that as a parody. I think that'd be fun. Then the Mexican Handoff. That actually sounds like an adventure with Danny Trejo and Jason Statham. That'd be awesome, actually. But anyway, we're back here. We're going to go ahead and cut it for now, and thank you for joining me.